Hi, Cathy Madeo here, back with another class, this one all about standing balances. We'll do a short vinyasa flow and weave in some of the more popular standing balancing postures. If you have trouble balancing on one leg, I made a video just for you. It explains why you might be challenged, and I offer a practice along style class with specific drills and exercises to help you get more stable and secure balancing on one leg. So be sure to check that out. Otherwise, let's get started. We'll begin in mountain pose at the front of your mat. So stand with your feet hips distance apart, palms face slightly forward. Bring your shoulder blades so that they're neutral on your back and reach the crown of your head up. And while you're standing here, close down your eyes. And you might begin to feel a slight movement on the corners of your feet. You're basically balancing on your feet here. And while you're balancing on your feet, I want you to lift and spread all 10 of your toes and feel how that grounds the mounds of your toes down. And perhaps you could even feel the inner arches of your feet lift here. We'll take just a breath or two here. Now keep the toes lifted, blink open your eyes, look down at your toes and bring your pinky toe down, the next toe down, middle toe down, fourth toe down, and then leave your big toes up, and we'll hold this. And now bring your big toes down and lift all 8 of your other toes up and hold. Place all 10 toes down on an inhale, big sweep of your arms up. Catch hold of your right wrist. We'll take a side bend over to the left. And just notice what happens here with your feet. Where do you distribute the weight? We'll inhale up and exhale, switch sides. Inhale, lift your arms up. You can gaze up. As you exhale, softly bend your knees, and we'll release down into a forward fold. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hand, step one foot back and then the other. Take downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet here, stretching the soles of your feet as you lift up onto your toes. And come into a turbo dog. So again, stretching the soles of your feet here as you're up high on your tippy toes. Lift the sit bones up, belly to your thighs. Shift your shoulders over your wrists and lower down into a tabletop position. Uncurl your toes and just pat the tops of your feet here for a moment. Take a few cat-cows as you let your belly drop and inhale, gaze up. And as you exhale, push your hands into the floor, hollow out your chest and belly. Take just 2 more here as we warm up the spine a little bit. Exhale. And last one here. And exhale, come to a neutral spine. Kickstand your right toes off to the right, straighten your left leg, and inhale up to a modified side plank here. You can bring your left hand to your hip, lift your left leg up, keep the hip closed so you're working your glute medius here, and we'll begin to lift and take some lifts of the left leg, really focusing on the outer left hip muscle. Doing the work. This is one of the muscles that'll stabilize your leg in your standing balancing poses. One more here. Take your left hand down, bend your left knee, and we'll take some fire hydrants. So you'll take the left leg out to the side. Couple more rounds, really trying to externally rotate the left knee, using the glute medius to do the work here. One more and we will release. And we'll just switch sides. So left toes turn to the left, inhale up to a modified side plank, bring your right hand to your hip, reach your right leg up so it won't go super high as we keep the hip closed, and that way we're isolating it here in the outer hip muscle, getting it nice and warmed up. Do one more. We'll bend the knee as we come back to almost our starting position and take a few fire hydrants here. So Really working this outer hip muscle as we move the right knee out to the right. And we'll place it down. Widen your knees, big toes touch. Take a brief child's pose here as we stretch the back body and the hips. Good, and then from here we'll come back into our downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, reach your right leg up, bend your knee, take a few hip circles like you're drawing big circles with your right knee, and switch directions. Inhale, right leg up, and we'll set the foot down and just simply switch sides. Left leg lifts up, bend your knee, take some hip circles in one direction, and hip circles in the opposite direction. From here, come up high onto your tippy toes, walk your feet all the way up towards your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center, heel toe your feet in, gaze just past your nose, and come up high onto your tippy toes. And set your heels down, and we'll lift up and down. So working our calf muscles here, working our lower leg muscles here as we take some tiptoe raises. Do one more here. Bring your arms out in front of you, come up high into your tippy toes. This time, toe squat. Try to land your seat all the way to your heels. Keep your torso nice and upright, palms face the ground. And then we'll rise all the way up. Keep those heels lifted. Set your heels down. Inhale, sweep your arms up. As you exhale, take your chair pose. So sending your weight back towards your heels here. We'll bring our hands into prayer. Shift your weight to your right foot. So we have our first standing balancing. Really subtle as you shift the weight in. Notice if you're rolling to the outer edge of the foot, try to ground down through the big toe mound. And we'll take some pulses here. As we hinge forward, lift the back leg, and pulse the left knee in towards the right. And we'll do this a few times. Building strength. Gazing at something on the floor that's not moving. Keeping the leg muscles nice and strong. Land your left foot all the way down. High crescent lunge. So as you're here, feet are hips distance apart. Bend through your front leg as you reach your left heel back. And we'll take some pulsing here to build strength in our standing leg. So we'll push off the front foot and lift your left leg into stork pose. And then we'll go back to high lunge. And push off, stork, and back to high lunge. And last one, push off, stork, and back to high lunge. Meet me in stork pose. Keep your arms lifting up. Try to balance on one leg. Take your left arm behind you, right arm crosses over the left leg for a twist. Hip points face forward. Take another breath here. Ooh, we'll land the left foot. Inhale, arms sweep up. We're switching sides. Bend into your chair pose. Lift your sternum up. Weight back towards your heels. Bring your hands to prayer. Weight shifts to the left. Just lift the right leg up and hover the right foot. And find your balance here. From here, hinge over the front leg as you reach the back leg back and pulsing here. We'll go about 3 more times. Each time bringing the knees close in towards each other. And we'll step the right foot back, high crescent lunge. Make sure your feet are hips distance apart. Get a nice lunge position, nice and strong. And then we'll push off and come into stork and back to our lunge. And push off. And back to our lunge. And last one, push, and back to our lunge. And now we'll add on here as we work into stork pose with a twist. Hips face forward, chest turns to the right. And we'll land both of our feet down. Meet me in a mountain pose. Bring your hands to prayer, bend your knees in your chair pose. Weight shifts to your left foot this time. Hover your right foot, and this time we'll wrap the right leg around, internally rotating the leg. This is your eagle legs. You can always have your toes on the ground. You don't have to do a double wrap here. Keep your arms where they are or widen them out. And we'll take our right arm under, left arm over. Squeeze the elbows, squeeze the knees together. Think of your grounded leg like chair pose, nice and strong. From here, we'll keep the eagle arms. If you need to land your right foot down, just do that. And we're coming into warrior 3 legs with eagle arms. So feeling imbalanced, feeling the shift on the corners of the feet, that's normal, it's okay. We'll land the right foot. You're in your crescent lunge. Inhale, arms up. As you exhale, we'll fold over the front leg. And now release your hands, drop your back knee, straighten your front leg for a runner stretch. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Couple breaths here. Bend through your front leg, ground your hands down, lift your back knee, push off back into your stork pose, and exhale, release your foot. Inhale, arms up, exhale, bring them through prayer. Bend your knees, chair pose. We're just switching sides. Weight shifts to the right, working that eagle leg. You could have your left toes down. If you have the full wrap, takes quite a bit of mobility in the ankles as well. So no worries there. Inhale, open your arms. This time our left arm goes under, right arm over for our eagle arms. Breathing. At any point if you fall, just let those wobbles be there. Use your muscles, so hug everything to the bone. From here, we'll unravel our left leg, hinge forward as we work into warrior 3 legs. Use those adductors, the other muscles that stabilize your thigh bone in the hip socket here as we balance. Now we'll land the back foot. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold with control. Release the hands, back knee drops down. We'll take that runner's stretch. Few breaths here as we stretch the hamstrings. Bend your front leg, lift off the back knee, hug everything in, push down through your standing leg to rise up through stork pose, and we'll land the left foot. Stand nice and tall and grounded in your mountain pose. From here, we'll shift the weight slightly over to the right foot, hover the left foot, bend your right leg, take a big step back of your left foot into warrior 2. So we're opening up through the hip joint now. So the outer edge of your left foot is facing the back edge of the mat. Stretch your arms one away from each other, gaze past your middle front finger here. And we'll pulse up as we straighten our front leg, reach your arms up, and exhale back, warrior 2. And we'll do that 2 more times, up and down. And last one, up. We'll keep the front leg straight, bring your arms out, and we'll take our triangle pose. So you're leaning forward as much as you can. Your right hand can come to the inside. If it easily reaches the floor, let it do that. We don't want to force it here. Your chest is open, and your torso is stacked over your front leg. Breathing. So now we'll do a standing balancing with our hips open, half moon pose. You can have a block underneath your right hand if you'd like. Take your left hand to your hip, look down, so look where you're going. Shift your weight onto your right leg, and then use those glute muscles to lift the lifted leg, as well as firm your outer right hip in to stabilize your standing leg. And then once you have your balance, start to turn your chest to the side. Breathing here. And we'll do a little yogi challenge here as we shift our weight towards our right heel and see if we could bring our hand to our shin or maybe heart center. And just playing with that balance. And then the last time you play, you'll bend your front leg and land your left foot back into reverse warrior. From here, we'll straighten our front leg and think now of shifting your weight to the back of the mat. So you'll bend your back leg, push off, you can kind of slide the right foot, and we're heading into tree pose. So from here, hip points are facing your new forward, right knee is turning to the right, and you'll firm your outer hips in. Bring your hands to prayer, get nice and stable. And once you have that stability, you could play with reaching your arms up. Trying to level your hips, engage your outer hips into the midline. Breathing here. And from here, we'll bring our hands to prayer and go back into your warrior two. We'll straighten out through the legs and simply switch sides. So turning to the back of your mat, left toes point to the back, outer edge of your right foot is parallel to the front edge of your mat. Breathing here in your warrior two, and we'll take those dynamic pulses as we straighten the front leg and bend and straighten and bend and straighten. We'll keep the front leg straight as we widen the arms out. Reach it nice and forward, get long through the torso, turn your chest to the side into your triangle pose. So now from here, you could lift and spread your toes and feel the arches of the feet lift up and kind of get that stability here before our balancing pose. Bring your right hand to your hip, bend your front leg, same push off we did with that lunge. Push off, this time you're using your external obliques here to stabilize your thigh. And now continue to turn your chest to the side. Shift your weight back to your left heel. See if you could find lightness in that left hand. Now you might fall, or you might need to bring your left hand down. That's okay. On this last play, we'll take a soft bend of the left knee, weight to the left heel. We'll land just for a brief reverse warrior, and we'll straighten the front leg, and we'll play with that shift here. As we start to bend the back leg, you can kind of slide the left foot back, keeping the left hip open. We'll work into our tree pose. So firm the sole of your left foot into the right leg. Everything hugs in. Hips are as level as you can make them here. So you might need to drop the left hip down. And once you have that stability, reach your arms up. So your gaze is essential here when we're standing on one leg. So we want to kind of rewire the brain. We need to focus our eye muscles on something. Okay, and now bring your hands back and we'll push back through warrior two just to transition. Bring your feet to the center, hands on your hips, and we'll take a wide leg forward fold and just ground here after all of that standing balancing. You can thread your arms through here. Few breaths as we just cool down. Inhale, halfway lift, heel toe your feet a little bit closer till the heels are in, and you can drop your hips down for a yogi squat. Just continuing to bring everything down towards the ground as we take a brief cooling here after our standing balance practice. From here, you can send the weight back, try to quietly land, meet me in a seated pose. And bring your hands to prayer and close down your eyes and just kind of feel the energy in your body. Just be here with your breath, accepting your practice. Take an inhale in and exhale, bow in. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed this short standing balancing yoga flow. If you liked this video, please give me a like, a comment, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.